Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Cornbread Trucker here, coming to you from Haiti, Missouri. Got back to Springfield last night and got up this morning, ran over to Walmart, got a few groceries, and got dispatched. I didn't have to wait too long, got dispatched on a load. Had picked up an empty there in the yard, ran it over to East St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois, to our little drop yard over there, dropped that empty, and picked up the load that I've got now. I got the GoPro out, was doing some filming, but that load, this load, really turned out to be kind of a pain. It had a lot of sharp edges, and it wasn't loaded. It wasn't loaded the way I feel it should have been loaded for a load that they wanted tarped. It's not a heavy load. If it would have been a simple just strap and go, it would have been a great load. And it still is really. It's a good load. It got me out of the yard, gets me back to work. But I had to get all my blankets out. And I've got quite a few blankets, but I couldn't get everything covered up. And so I had to stop and rethink it. Some other flatbedders was in there. And decided to just kind of move the load around myself. And then another driver helped me out with that. And another driver decided to, he had some extra blankets that somebody had given him. They're old blankets. They're wore out. A lot of cuts in them, but somebody had given him some blankets, and he had paid it forward, and so he gave me some blankets so I can get the rest of it covered, help save my tarps. And managed to finally get that all done. But I'll be honest with you, when it comes to I'm not ready when it comes to editing. I have got a lot to learn about that, and I'm not the sharpest when it comes to stuff like that. Here in just a couple of months, my daughter-in-law will be available to kind of help me with that. And so once somebody kind of walks me through those steps, I'm sure I'll be fine. And so I will edit some videos. But what I'm going to do is, if it's just a strap load, I'm just going to film me strapping the load to secure it, or if it's chains. If I want to film just the tarping, I'll do that. And I may even just rolling tarps, unrolling tarps, bungeeing tarps. That might all be maybe in different videos so that the videos are not too long, until I learn to edit, and then we'll give a better product then, kind of a more of the broad spectrum of it. So I do want to apologize. At some point, once I learn to edit, I may come back to this video, this particular load, and end up posting that. But something I want to talk about is paying it forward. First off, I've got to say, coming the flatbed, the flatbed family, at least at Prime, and I've had an example of it, that it's not just Prime, but the flatbed community, I think, everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but more people jump in and help you out. You don't even have to ask for help, and people will jump in and help out, and they just, but nobody ever wants to be paid for it. I'm sure people would love to get paid, but I can't get anybody to take my money. I'm not going to sit there and twist their arm over it either, because I'm going to pay it forward also. But it goes back. I remember driving 20 years ago, an experience with me and drivers paying it forward. I was out in California, running across, heading towards from I can't even think of the town right now, but it's running across the desert anyways, and I had an airline give out, the hose came apart at the fitting, and I was over on the shoulder there. It was still dark, and another driver, pulled in behind me and came over to see what was going on, and he had an air hose, and he got me fixed up, and didn't want any money for it, just helping out. And it saved me a lot of time. I was company driver at the time. It wouldn't have cost nothing, but he jumped in and helped out, and I suspect he was paying it forward because somebody had done something good for him and helped him out at some point. And I believe in that. I believe in paying it forward. And gentlemen, like I said tonight, helped me out with repositioning the load to kind of position the load where it was better and didn't have as many sharp edges, and made it easier to get tarped. And then the gentleman with the blankets. And I had a situation back when I first got over the flatbed where I had a tarp that was ballooning real bad, and I had pulled into a rest area, and I had decided that I would just pull everything and was going to redo it. And another driver who, a veteran driver, who couldn't do flatbed anymore, that was running dry van, he seen that I was, he could tell I was new. And he jumped in and helped me out and showed me quite a few things. And I ended up calling his HR department and told them how much I appreciated his help and all that. And just the flatbed community, I'm very happy with that, the paying it forward. And some of it I think is in the nature of flatbedders. I think a lot of people do flatbed not because it's just you're gonna get rich doing it, because you're not. It don't really, what I'm seeing, it's not that that it's better pay. Sometimes you might make a little more, maybe because you're getting a little bit of money for tarping, but you gotta spend time and burn hours, burn some time on your clock doing that too. And so then you don't drive as far, don't have as many hours to work as far as running the truck. So but the flatbed, again, just one more time, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It's just a lot more help, and a lot of guys just kind of pay it forward, and so I'm very grateful for that, and I've enjoyed that. I enjoy this work. I believe that it just helps you out mentally, being able to get out of the truck and do some physical work, and instead of just being in the truck all the time. You got to deal with the elements, and frustration with things like this load here. It really could have been a good load if it didn't have to be tarp, but it's the time of year. Part part of the year you don't have to tarp it, but this time of year they want it tarped, and you know, depending on specifically where it's going and things, you may you know, could run in the weather. I'm not saying I'm gonna run in the weather on this load, or that this where I'm going would be a place to be concerned about it, but right now, but it could be. And so prime, you know, when they put on there that it needs to be tarped, that's what I do. So, but you know, if it would have been just the simple, just strap it, man, this would have been a great load. So anyways, we're over that 10-minute mark. Hope this video didn't bore you. I will get some footage of loading, and this is a 2-drop load. Probably not going to film anything on unloading this, because it's just going to be so quick. Maybe at the last stop there's a little bit more to it, so maybe I'll film that, getting that untarped and unstrapped, you know, getting my straps wound up, getting things put away. But that would really probably be about it. And then the next load we'll go from there. All right, if you are new to this channel, this is the first time watching, be sure and hit like and subscribe, and I really appreciate that. And then if you are thinking about getting in the trucking, and maybe thinking about coming to Prime, and would like to use my driver code, I'll have that posted in the description, so you could have that driver code. And there's a number to my recruiter. Feel free to reach out to him and ask any questions. If I have some answers, I'll be glad to get back with you. If I don't have the answers, I'll still get back with you, or maybe even try and find an answer for you. You know, and at any time, if you specifically, you know, if somebody wants to use my driver code, you know, for using it, just know that, let me know that you have, and I'll make sure you have, you know, contact information so that you can reach out to me if you have questions. And, you know, maybe there's things that I can help you with along the way. So, you know, so if you want to use that, it'll be in the description. All right, thank you guys, and have a good one.